Good morning. Hello, you guys. Welcome to the channel. I am here with another quick word I thought I should share before my day gets started fully. It is a word God spoke to me with my time with Him yesterday. Actually, today, early hours of today morning, I was reading the word and I was praying to God, and He answered something that He wishes me to share with the rest of His children. It is a good word, it's exciting. Um, so I don't know who needs to hear this. Here's your confirmation that you are in your season. God is bringing you to your promised land. Basically, God is bringing you into the place where He wants you to be, and these are sort of instructions that He has to to give you while He's bringing you into this place. So the good part is, yes, you're getting into the place, but He also needs you to bear some things in mind. So He spoke to me the book of Deuteronomy. He said Deuteronomy chapter 8, specifically verse 2, specifically specifically verse 2, and I will read it for you right now. The whole chapter 8 is important for you stepping into your purpose and stepping into the place where God has for you. But in my time with him yesterday, he was highlighting verse 2. So I'll read verse 2 first, and then I may read the whole chapter 8. Chapter 8, verse 2, and it says, this is what God needs you to know. And thou shalt remember all the way which the Lord thy God led thee these 40 years in the wilderness, to humble thee, and to prove thee, to know what was in thine heart, whether thou would keep his commandments or no. So the reason God had you in such a long waiting time, the reason why he dragged on the time where you felt like, God, when is it coming? You've promised me something, it's not coming. It's because of what he said here. He wanted to humble you, first of all, because you're a child. And this is like God's chastening, right? Do not hate the chastening of the Lord, because he only chastens those he loves, right? So he was trying to humble you, one. He was trying to prove if you're truly his child. Like, will you really obey him through thick and thin? Which, if you're listening to this word, you have. You have been listening to God. You have been obedient. So that's the good part. And he was also keeping you in that waiting period to know what was truly in your heart, even to you, to really know for you and for him. But he already knows what's in your heart. It's mainly for you to know what's really in your heart. Are you really doing this because you love God, or are you doing this because you just want the blessings? So he was doing that also for you to know what was in your heart, and to find out whether or not you will keep his commandments, like whether or not you're still going to obey him through thick and thin. And if you're listening to this, you have been obeying him. You have been proving to God that you're going to be with him through thick and thin. And that's why I got cut off again. So I won't read the whole, I could read the whole chapter. Um, I think let me just read the whole chapter, right? Let's read the whole chapter. Okay, so we're reading the whole chapter 8 now, right? And it begins, all the commandments which I commanded thee this day shall ye observe to do, that ye may live and multiply, and go in and possess the land which the Lord sware unto your fathers. God is giving you specific instructions and guidelines through this whole waiting period, through this whole wilderness period. God has been teaching you how to sustain the blessings that he's going to give you. So God is telling you that all the commandments he's commanded you, all the teachings he's given you, you're supposed to maintain them if you want to maintain this blessing that is coming in for you. And then verse 2 comes the main one. And thou shalt remember all the ways which the Lord thy God led thee these 40 years in the wilderness, to humble thee and to prove thee, to know what was in thine heart, whether thou would keep his commandments or not. God did this to really train you as his child, and to really see if you're going to keep holding on to him even through thick and thin. Even when you have nothing, are you still going to love God? He was trying to prove you. That's why it's taken so long. Verse 3, and he humbled thee and suffered thee to hunger, and fed thee with manna which thou knewest not, neither did thy fathers know, that he might make thee know that man doth not live by bread alone only, but by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of the Lord doth thou man live? A lot of you have been through a lot of lack, but even through your lack, God still provided for you. He still gave you means to keep you through this season. Like when you're feeling, God, I need this, I need this. He wasn't giving you the full blessing, but He gave you enough just to keep you holding on. So that's what God is saying. Even through this part where He suffered you to hunger, He fed you with manna to prove to you that you don't live by what He gives you, you live by God's word. And then we come to verse 4. Thy remnant waxed not old upon thee, neither did thy foot swell these 40 years. God was still keeping you through your lack, and most of you didn't even look like your problems. You didn't look like your problems at all. You had issues going on, you had problems, but because you were holding on to God, you had that peace about you that you didn't even look what you were going through. God was telling you that, and God is telling you that remnant, your clothes did not wax old upon thee, neither did your foot swell these 40 years. You got like frustrated, you're feeling like, okay, I feel like I need a little more, God, when is it gonna come in properly? But throughout that, you never reached the extent where you look like you're suffering, and you never reached that level. God is reminding you. And then verse 5 comes, thou shalt also consider in thine heart that as a man chasteneth his son, so the Lord God chastened thee. God chastened you because He loves you. How parents correct their children is how He corrected you. And verse 6, therefore thou shalt keep the commandments of the Lord thy God, to walk in His ways and to fear Him. Continue being obedient to God. Continue to be obedient and continue to follow the lessons He's taught you, because that's what's ultimately going to keep you in the land that He is taking you, in the position He's taking you. For the Lord thy God bringeth thee into a good land, a land of brooks of water, of fountains and depths that spring out of valleys and hills, a land of wheat and barley and vines and fig trees and pomegranates, a land of olive oil and honey. God is giving you abundance, okay? This is just speaking. God is going to bless you with so much abundance. A land wherein thou shalt eat bread without scarceness. Thou shalt not lack anything in it. A land whose stones are iron, and of whose hills thou mayst dig brass. God is blessing you abundantly, richly. You're going to flourish. When thou hast eaten and art full, then thou shalt bless the Lord thy God for the good land which He hath given thee. Make sure to give God all the glory, guys. When He blesses you with this thing, do not forget God. Give Him all the glory. Because this is verse 11. Beware that thou forget not the Lord thy God, in not keeping His commandments and His judgments and His statutes which I command thee this day. Don't forget to keep honoring God regardless of where it's taking you, regardless of the level of blessings, because this might be a really huge blessing you've never seen before. It's gonna be something you may not be used to, and He's just reminding you to not forget Him. Why? This is verse 12. Lest when thou hast eaten and art full, and hast built goodly houses and dwelt therein, and when thy herds and flocks multiply, and thy silver and thy gold is multiplied, and all thine heart be lifted up, and all thou hast is multiplied, then thy heart be lifted up, and thou forget the Lord thy God, which brought thee forth out of the land of Egypt from the house of bondage, who led thee through that great and terrible wilderness, wherein were fiery serpents and scorpions and droughts, where there was no water, who brought thee forth out of the rock of flint. Like, God is telling you to not forget Him, who led you out of through that wilderness, through that desert period, through those warfares that you went through, who fed thee in the wilderness with manna, who gave you when you lacked, right? With manner which thy fathers knew not, that He might humble thee, and that He might prove thee to do thee good at thy latter end. And thou say in thine heart, my power and might of mine hath gotten me this wealth. But thou remember the Lord thy God, for it is He that giveth thee power to get wealth. It is God that's giving you the power to get the wealth you're going to accumulate, okay? That He may establish His covenant which He sware unto thy fathers, as it is this day. And it shall be, if thou do at all forget the Lord thy God, and walk after other gods and serve them, if you start idolizing the blessing, if you start following other things and forgetting God, forgetting the steps, forgetting what led you to this place, after other gods and serve them and worship them, I testify against you this day that ye shall surely perish. That's God's warning to you if you decide to forget him who has blessed you and given you this land you're about to receive, and giving you this wealth you're about to receive. As the nations which the Lord destroyed before your face, so shall ye perish, because ye would not be obedient unto the voice of the Lord your God. So this is God's instructions to you guys. Make sure you stay obedient. Make sure you maintain what he has taught you during this time. Many of you have been learning how to fast, how to pray. You've been praying more frequently. You've been listening to more worship. You've been cutting off things that God doesn't want you to be doing. Maintain that if you want to maintain where God is taking you, because he taught you those things, because he knows that the place he's taking you, you need those things to maintain the blessing he's going to give you. So I'm just here to give you a confirmation. Firstly, congratulations, and take heed to make sure you stay obedient, and yeah, enjoy your blessings. And don't forget to take this to God to confirm everything. Let him know, ask him if it's for you. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.